This entire season, we have been counted out, doubted, disrespected, picked against, told we weren't good enough to even make the playoffs. Too many rookies, they said. Tyreek Hill is gone. You ain't got nothing, they said. But you know what we said? We said, this rookie class is outstanding. And we are happy that Hill is gone. Why? Because we have the great Mahomes. And if that's not enough, one word, Kelsey. So for all of you trolls out there, keep on hating. Keep on rising yourselves up because the Chiefs are here to stomp you back down. The Lombardi Trophy is back in Kansas City because the Chiefs are now count them, 3-time Super Bowl champs. Like us, hate us. We are here to stay. Welcome to the Indiana Chiefs Fan Podcast, where we talk about our favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm Golden Jay, ChicoNoise, and the Chief hanging out to talk about Super Bowl 57. Gentlemen, welcome.
What's up?
Glad to be here. My heart's back in rhythm today, so that's a bonus.
I gotta admit there was for me this going into this Super Bowl, and I talked to you, Phil, about this I think Friday or Saturday. I can't remember which day we talked, but I don't think it hit me until Friday, and I got super emotional on Friday watching all the videos, the Kelsey boys, and just all the things that revolved around it. Man, I got super emotional and was really over anxious on Sunday. The rocker chick was the same way, man. She was like, all right, when are we going to Gunners? I said, are you ready to go now? She's like, yes, let's go now. Because, I'm in here working on podcasting stuff and she's just kind of pacing the floor. When are we going? When are we going? I was like, okay, baby, let's go. We're good. Let's go. So we made it over to get in the car. We made it over to Chico's a little bit earlier, and man, what a great night hanging out over there, watching the game with two of our favorite Chiefs fans. It's just a great night. We had some killer nachos and some pulled pork. Oh God, yeah. And we came away with the win, which
W.
is the part of it. Yeah.
Big W.
Yeah, it's been about 3 hours making stuff for the Super Bowl party, and I made homemade hot wings. Well, different sauces. You can put whatever you want on them. And then we chinched out and got a party-sized pizza.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. It just seemed like from noon till 4, I was just moving. I set up the tailgate outside to kind of mimic, what we would do at Arrowhead. It just seemed like the right thing to do. And, got the flag up, even, the flagpole that the car hold it in place. I mean, I did the whole thing, our seats. And it was a nice day, and we actually sat out under the tent, and people would honk every once in a while.
Nice.
As we're sitting there, and we just wave. And on my way in, my neighbor 2 doors down, he's like, Chiefs are going to lose, go Philly. And I said, well, when the game's over, stop by my house. Stop by my house for some Chiefs gear. So at least you're on the winning side. And then he went inside.
Now you realize, and I was thinking about this today, you're a traditional kind of guy. So you gonna have to do that again next year when we're in the Super Bowl. We set that tent up and be outside.
Yep.
Tailgating that whole entire time.
And
no matter what the weather.
Yep, I'm down with it. I had the flag, the season ticket member flag, which only flies on Super Bowl weekend if we're playing.
Right.
So I put that out Friday night and then moved it to the car flag on Sunday. So now I have to incorporate both of those into it. But and I write on the flag, in the white area, the date, win or loss.
Oh, right on.
I think I need to go back and probably add the score just for fun.
Yeah.
So
how about you?
my tradition.
How about you, Chico? What was your Sunday going into that like?
Oh man, I woke up bright and early. We did some early spring cleaning and went through and cleaned the entire house, which was nice.
That you just moved into.
Yeah, but you know how it
I,
goes.
I'm
This
just giving
feels
you
good. It
crap.
feels good. It feels good to have it clean. So we went through. We deep cleaned everything and threw the old pork butt on the smoker about 8 a.m. and let that thing go for about 9 hours, pretty close to, and it actually finished as pretty much as mom and dad got there.
Nice.
So yeah, I got the pulled pork going, threw it in the crock pot to keep it warm, and after that it was just sit there during the game like this. Face covered, eyes barely looking through my
There we
fingers.
go. Right there is all you gotta say.
That dynamic duo, yep.
Yep.
So it was a good Sunday. It was good. It was relaxing. It was until the game, and then yeah.
Well, I asked Karen, I was like, how you feeling before game time? And she's like, I took extra anxiety medicine. So that kind of tells you where her mindset was, kind of like Bobby, it seems, pacing around just on edge. So how was Sarah?
Oh, she was fine.
Okay.
She was
was pretty.
She was ready.
Pretty chill. Yeah, when we got there, she was pretty chill.
She was ready. She was ready for the game. I think I've told this story on here before, but we started dating and she became a Chiefs fan about a year in after we went to our first game. And that first year, she said, "We're going to go to the Super Bowl, right?" And I was like, "Well, this was Mahomes' rookie year." And the next year after that, she was like, "We are going to the Super Bowl." And then it just became every year thing. Now at the beginning of the season, she's like, we're going to Super Bowl this year." So yeah, when she's right, she's right.
So I'm calling out the 50 club on this one.
This is the 50 club. I was just thinking that
hold
same
on.
thing.
Karen turned 50. We won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I turned 50. We won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So now, Jeremy, it's the 2023 season. You're going to turn 50, which means if we follow the 50s club within our group, that would fit the mold for every year we won the Super Bowl.
Well, and you turned 50 and Bobby turned 50 last year too. So
that's right, Bobby.
You got to throw that in.
Sorry
there.
about that.
And it was the 50th anniversary of Arrowhead.
That is correct.
So I want to make sure I toss that in there. But yeah, I'll gladly put that up on my shoulders and hold the 50 club for the 2023 season.
Yep, you got it.
Down.
And we gotta get someone else in this club.
Yeah, we better find some more people turning 50. I've got 23 years yet.
Yeah, we don't want to wait another 23 years after next year. But yeah, Karen and I were talking about that it was just unique. Excuse me. And I was thinking the other day, it's Super Bowl 57. I was like, man, if Heinz Ketchup can get out of Heinz Field. And, Mahomes likes his ketchup, obviously, he puts it on steak, which is very bizarre to me. I was like, man, what if Heinz 57 was our sponsor? I mean, the sevens, align with the 50s. So it would have been.
Well, yeah, think about it. I mean, that's earlier on Sunday, man, that's where a lot of my thing started. We're part of a group called
Nope.
That a friend of ours runs. No, we're not allowed to use that name.
No.
Really?
Facebook jail.
I'm not on fucking Facebook.
Okay.
I won't use it. That doesn't matter. But we're part of a group where I won a Juju Smith-Schuster helmet.
Yes, and congratulations. It looks sweet.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
But I got that with pick number 7.
Yep.
And, Super Bowl 57. Travis Kelce, 87. I mean, that's just a lot of 7s rolling around.
And if you add a 1 to Mahomes and you count his jersey.
Yeah, I thought about that too. If you add a 1, that's 6. That doesn't work.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. You got Jared McKinnon standing next to Mahomes. She gets 17. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Hey man, you cannot diss on Jerick McKinnon, the Jet. You cannot diss on the Jet anymore.
I cannot.
No, because he got a little help with that. I mean, those guys weren't going after him. They wanted to score, but what a wise decision on his part there to end that game
they
on the 1
it
yard line.
Church bell play, I think is what it they called it in the huddle, which I guess means don't score, stay in bounds.
Right. Right.
I was listening to the post game with Andy and Mahomes actually, and he's like, yeah, that's called our church bell play. Because nice. I've always wondered why the other teams don't do that, right? They'll play you tough, and keep you to a field goal. And I've always said, why don't they just let them in and get the ball back like the Chiefs, right? Hey, they're going to score. We're going to be down by 2 points, right? Just let them in. That's exactly what Philly was going to do. Let them score.
Yeah, well, we've done that in the past ourselves, where it's like let them kind of get in there with enough time to get the ball down to either score a touchdown or a field goal, depending on the situation at the time. But
I'm just saying, you don't see that a lot, is what I'm saying, or it's not obvious. This was obvious,
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt.
So there's like a run up the middle where you just kind of like, just bump him and let him, that's not quite as obvious as he's just, gallivanting around on the side,
Yeah, and
hey everybody, hi mom.
Yeah, the Eagles guy definitely pulled up and just watched him run past.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what, there were 2 pass plays. I think one was for a touchdown where, man, wide the F open. I mean, just juke and bam. I was like, that just happened. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Yeah, it just happened.
Was that the Sky Moore one?
Both Sky Moore and
Kelsey or
not
Tony.
Kelsey. Tony. They were both like just juke, bam, wide the hell open.
Listen, man, ain't nobody happier for Sky Moore than I was the moment he scored that touchdown. He's been there, but he hasn't had a lot of targets. And to get your first NFL touchdown in the Super Bowl, congratulations to him. I mean, that's the place to get it.
Yeah, Pacheco. I mean, it wasn't his first touchdown, but Pacheco got his touchdown. I mean, that's 2 rookies.
Yep.
Getting touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I mean, some players play their entire 20-year career and don't have a Super Bowl touchdown.
Yep.
So I was kind of thinking, reflecting on that too. It's like, and even some of the rookies mentioned it, was this is too easy. In my first year here, we won a Super Bowl. I mean, I heard that a lot last night on the post-game interviews. They're like, I just can't believe it. Who's the other guy? Oh my gosh, he looks like the Joker. My brain is not engaged right now.
Looks like the Joker. We're still talking about Tony, or we're talking about a rookie.
Yeah, rookie. But anyway, it'll come back to me. I was enamored by the post game interviews, and I know we're going to cover the game, but I'll save that for later because I listened to Chiefs coverage about an hour and a half to 2 hours after the game. So
right.
I got to see a lot of the coaches, a lot of the players get interviewed one-on-one. Andy Reid, even I think it was, I don't remember who he not really photo bombed, but video bombed the KCTV4. Reid was walking right behind whoever they were interviewing. They're like, Reid, Coach Reid, stop. And he just comes in and is like, I'm interrupting your interview. It was kind of funny.
But whoever, I think what I was watching the one on, I think it was Game Day on NFL Network when I got home, and Pat was at the booth with those guys talking, and they were like, "Do you mind if Coach Reid?" And Pat's like, "No, get up here,"
Yeah, no sheesh.
And that was a great little interview with those guys, and I think the best thing that I heard come out of that was, I think I'm just going to stick around for a while.
I mean,
so it's
why wouldn't he?
In all fairness, we can ask that question. Why wouldn't you stay when you have such a great quarterback?
Yeah.
You have a great tight end. You got receivers. You got a young rookie class with some great receivers
Oh,
and
yeah.
and all that. Why wouldn't you stay? But we don't know the grind that goes into that job. That's not like he doesn't start in September and finish in February. It's all year round where he's just, putting in those hours trying to scheme and figure out what to do next and who to get and what to draft. And it's a lot of work. So I could
Hold
see
on.
where
Don't forget what hamburger stand to go to.
what hamburgers. Do we know what his favorite burger joint is?
I thought our almost Andy
Did
Reid
Matt
guys
say? Yeah.
said what it was.
Well, I know he said what his favorite one was. I just didn't know if we
Oh.
actually knew what Coach Reed, the real Coach Andy Reid, what his was.
I'll have to Google that for next week
Right on.
for our closing ceremonies.
There you go. Yeah. So yeah, for those listening to Indiana Chiefs fans right now, we have 2 more episodes after this. We have 2 more weeks where next week we're bringing back the Wives Club Part 2. We're going to go over our predictions for the season. I don't think we'll consider postseason. I think we'll just go for the season predictions. There was a couple postseason predictions as far as like who we're playing. If we go to Super Bowl, who do we play? So on and so forth. But we'll go over
99% sure I said Philly.
We'll find out next week. I have them all written down.
You and this piece of paper on your desk.
It's just right here, ladies and gentlemen, right here. I feel like Johnny Carson.
He's got the note cards.
What is it? Stevie Nicks. And then you open it up and it says, "What does Stevie Wonder do when he shaves himself?"
Wonders if he's going to cut himself.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like to tell all of our fans, I'm still wearing the AFC, conference t-shirt because, my promised delivery date of Friday, just like the last damn time I bought a Super Bowl jersey off of Fanatics. Don't believe their delivery date. They just want your fucking money.
I did get my shirt. Chico got his shirt. I'm still waiting on my hat, but I am supporting the old it's old now, the 2019 Super Bowl championship hat.
Well,
so
I'm just throwing it out there. When they tell you free delivery by Friday before the Super Bowl, they're lying to you. I still have yet to generate my email for that one.
You better get busy.
I was too busy at work today. I got a new role going on that's consuming my days now. So
damn it, man. No more naps for Phil during the day.
No. But yeah, so I'm used to it not getting delivered on time, so it's almost like a tradition. I did send an email last time and they sent me a 25% off coupon.
Nice.
No, because Fanatics is always 25% off. Just wait a week, Give me 50% off or something, more substantial.
Well, now all of you know about Phil's shopping habits.
Yeah. If it were on Amazon, I'd have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to do the Wives Club next week where we go over predictions. And then the week after that, we're going to wrap up season number 1 of the Indiana Chiefs fans. And we are trying to decide what we're going to do for like a draft party. We'd like to do some sort of draft party so we kind of kick in and do something. But other than that, we will start up a couple weeks before preseason starts with season number 2. And should be pretty exciting.
Well, we might get lucky, Jeremy, and do a live draft.
Yeah, you never know.
As in Kansas City, for those of you that do not know, the 2023 draft is in the home of the reigning Super Bowl champs, in the home of the reigning MVP, Kansas fucking City.
That guy's got more trophies. I'll take a couple of those if he, I could use a couple of those to hang on my wall behind me if he doesn't have room for all those trophies. I'll
Someone
take the
mentioned
old
that.
ones. I'll take the old ones. It'll be all right.
You'll take the old ones.
If you're listening, he's got that new NFL MVP. Plus, you got a Super Bowl MVP trophy. If you don't have space on your shelf for the two older ones, I'll be happy to hold on to those for you. I promise I'll take good care of them. I'll put them in cases. They will be well cared for.
So one good thing I heard about the Super Bowl, and this is more for Andy Reid at this point, since he's now won 2 Super Bowls, that puts him in, the elite category, basically a shoe-in, when he decides to retire for the Hall of Fame. I think it's Don Shula. I think the other 2 coaches. So Reed, Shula, or not Shula, not Don Shula, Landry. Damn it. Who's that?
Hankstram?
Is that Hankstram? Might be. Yeah, I think it was. And of course, the cheater.
Belichick.
Yeah, the cheater. So, to me, that means he's a shoe-in, for the Hall of Fame. He's, they were doubting him that he would make it without a Super Bowl win. Now he has 2. It's pretty awesome. Congratulations to Andy Reid, and the whole Chiefs organization, obviously, but this is more about Andy Reid. And as mentioned, he will be back. Hopefully we get a 3rd Super Bowl under his belt. He's got a little room under that belt for many Super Bowls, so let's hope. And they were using the D word last night and today. And for those of you wondering what the D word is, it's known as dynasty.
I'm not quite ready to use it myself.
Neither am I. I just said, we've been to 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. I mean, that's pretty good so far. So far. Let's get 3. Let's get the 3rd one. I mean, 4th, obviously.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but the 3rd one under our belt. Like you said, we got a bunch of rookies, and these rookies played their ass off.
They did
yesterday,
and they're only going to get better.
Yeah, and there was 1 or 2 bad coverage plays that happened, but man, you know what? They made up for it. That defense. All I heard all day Sunday, Philadelphia's running game is going to tire out that defense. They're going to be tired by the 3rd quarter. Kansas City won't be able to cover these receivers. And by the way, we're all picking Philadelphia to win. Well, fuck you. We won. That's what I literally, when they were all making their game picks, right before the Super Bowl started, I went right to the TV and did that. I was like you said, Mitch Holtis, you can doubt us, but you're going to deal with us.
Listen, I like it personally. I like it when they pick against us.
I don't
doesn't bother me at all, because it just goes to show that these experts that are donning your TV every day, that they have no idea. They're like the weatherman. They're shooting for 50-50, because that's basically what it boils out to. If they get lucky, like, oh yeah, I told you so. Yeah. But if wrong, they're like, well, let me tell you how great Pat Mahomes is. Yeah. Well, should have been fucking saying that from the very beginning.
Yeah, it was funny. I was watching a couple of different football shows, and one guy called out the other dude. He's like, well, you didn't pick the Chiefs. You picked Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
You said the Chiefs weren't going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you said the Raiders and San Diego were going to make the playoffs. And he's like, well, can't I just be wrong? He's like, just admit that you were wrong. And he did. He's like, I was wrong. Never doubt Mahomes. So that gave me a smile this morning.
Right on.
I mean, it's like losing one player. Granted, if we lost Mahomes, I wouldn't make the same statement, I don't think. But losing one player does not destroy your team. Especially when you got Brett Veach in that front office, scouting, looking at active players, practice, roster players. I mean, that guy's a genius. I mean, we have $98,000 in dead cap space going into this. That's amazing. There's teams that are negative 20, 30 million.
Right.
And look what I mean. I got to give
Well,
Veach some credit, man.
I got to move that a little bit because
He knows what the team needs. He works with whoever on the player personnel, whatever, however that works. But man, the guy finds people. I mean, you got Tony midseason. He got who else midseason? Or Dunlap also. Who am I missing? That we picked up that made a real impact. Free agency or practice squad, whatever. I know those two for sure.
Oh, we got Juju. Juju's been a
Well,
dominant.
I was saying midseason that he saw talent in these guys and he brought them on board. I mean, he picked up.
Well, Dunlap he picked up Dunlap when we were still in training camp.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
That was one of those players I remember being like, I think I know him. He was in Seattle and kind of bounced around. He's a name. I remember that because we got him just before Orlando Brown decided that he was done chatting up his contract dispute. So, but yeah, I remember that way back, and we were still in training camp when they got him. Tony was a great grab. I mean, the problem with Tony for me is that, it's the Sammy Watkins problem,
injury.
He's very injury prone. That hamstring is hopefully, well, maybe if they decide that they're going to keep him, maybe they can, get that taken care of in the off season and really get him back to 100%. Yeah. Mr. Miyagi, that thing right there. What about you, Gunnar? What are you thinking about everything? What do you think about it at this point? I mean, let's talk about these players that are under contract or not under contract that we might end up losing, like your Juju or your Dunlap or, as Blake Bell. I don't think Blake Bell's under contract after this year. What about Jet? McKinnon.
Man, I think I'm at the point where I don't know that there's a player that I would want to see go. I'm sure there are. You love MVS. You love McKinnon. Sky Moore is one of those hit and miss guys, but when he does something, he does it well.
Sky Moore's a rookie, so we're good.
Yeah, I don't know about that Patrick Mahomes guy. I just think
he's in Disneyland today, by the way.
I saw that on an interview here a little bit ago. Listen,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
So my question is, are we going to find a replacement for Orlando Brown, or did he redeem himself enough in the Super Bowl and the playoffs? I don't know.
Man, I'll tell you what.
That's my main offensive line question because I think everybody else is solid.
That line definitely stepped up in the playoffs. I mean, when Pat got hurt, and we talked about this last week or the week before, when Pat got hurt with that ankle, and he'd been scrambling all over the place in the first half of that game, but in the second half, after he was hurt, it's like that offensive line just grew concrete feet and said, no dice, you are not getting anywhere near our quarterback. And they did an exceptional job in the Super Bowl. I mean, very rarely did Pat have to step up and make a move, juke jive and run around. I mean, he did when his receivers recovered, but I say
maybe one or two rushes where he really had to get out of the pocket.
Yeah, but not a ton. So do I think Orlando Brown Jr. has redeemed himself? What do you think? That look on your face.
No, I mean, I think that's the whole thing with the line picking it up. That's a team effort. That's everybody doing their job. I don't think just the fact that Orlando Brown kind of helps lead them. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he's the leader. I think he's more concerned about his job and what he thinks he's worth and all that. But if we were to replace him, I don't think I think that would be one that I would be not upset about. But knowing my feelings on it, and it usually doesn't turn in the direction that I think it should turn. They'll probably keep him and sign him to some big contract and go from there. But I mean, it's not that he's a horrible player or anything. I mean, it just seems like it takes him a little time to get his engine warmed up. But I don't
Who's
know.
that?
Orlando Brown, the one you
Oh,
asked
okay.
before, the one you asked me about before you got up and left while I was trying to explain it.
No, sorry, I had to blow
Pee?
nose, so I didn't want to make that sound.
Yeah,
On
I don't.
the
I'm
microphone,
happy.
so
I'm happy you didn't.
There's a mute button on the microphone.
I did mute it.
I think I did the last episode. Remember, I got up. I'm like, let me hold on a second.
Oh yeah, you did.
Same
Actually.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
So I know we haven't really spent a lot of time on the actual game itself, but so I got a friend, my sergeant when I was in the Army at Fort Lewis, who's a huge Philly fan. He lives in Philly. He has green blood. Even when oxygenated, it's still green.
Does he have Does he have greasy pants?
I don't know.
So I'm trying to climb those damn poles out there.
Yeah.
They greased them all up.
So, the game, the first drive, I think went as expected for both teams, right down the field, touchdown, right down the field, touchdown, So John's, IMing me, fly, Eagles, fly. And I told him I'm buying a shotgun to shoot them down.
I've been practicing on clay pigeons.
Yeah, he kindly told me it's illegal to shoot eagles. And I said, not when they're in a green uniform. He's like, that's not right.
They're rabid.
No. But long story short was, they got a 10-point lead, and at halftime, he's like, your Chiefs are done, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the Chiefs like to play from behind for some damn reason. And 10 points was, what was it, 3 years ago, our average that we were down each game.
24.
Yeah, the first game was 24. That's different. But, and I said, Google it. And he's like, yeah, I know your Chiefs like to play from behind. And I was like, and then halftime kind of ended, and I just text back and said, hey, John, may the best team win. Let's just see what happens. I never heard from him again in text messages. Because, I did at the end of the game. He said, congratulations. But,
right on.
The first and second quarters, like, Philly scored, field goal. So it was just kind of funny.
There's a reason I don't do that. I don't get on the text message and text people.
Normally do it, but it was him, one of my friends.
Well, no, I mean, I don't initiate it is what I'm getting at. It's not something that I put out there because the game is so long. I don't care. 10 points at halftime. I mean, we've been through this as Chiefs fans. We know 10 points don't mean shit.
Yes.
And even it doesn't even matter if you're a Chiefs fan. It could be anybody. If you're up by 10 points in a game in the first half, that doesn't mean that the other team can't get that 10 points back in the second half. I mean, it's just it's illogical to think that they can't make that score up. And
especially when we are getting the ball first,
right?
After halftime, but
or 17 points in a quarter,
Yeah, I was kind of like halftime. I didn't watch the halftime show. Couldn't tell you anything that happened. I went upstairs to get some peace and quiet, as I mentioned at the beginning. There were a lot of rugrats running around downstairs. So,
right.
I don't know if you guys probably watched it, but
oh yeah, those definitely. I'm a big Rihanna fan. I like Rihanna.
So the girls, I don't know if you noticed this. So before you make your statement, the girls, when I came back down, I was like, how was the halftime show? And they're like, it was good, but I think she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And I guess she made an announcement later that night. So
she announced it. I still don't even understand what the big blow up on social media was about it. It's like, so who gives a fuck if she was pregnant or not? Everybody was all up in arms that they think that she's, gained all this weight. No, she's pregnant. Okay, cool. She still got up there and performed her ass off. I personally, I like Rihanna. I like her music. I enjoyed watching her perform and sing. I knew almost all the songs she did. The actual show to me was kind of boring. It's like, I think me and Gunnar talked about this earlier today. he's like, well, they had the floating stages and up and down, and I'm like, I need something more for my halftime show, and
So
we haven't had that since since Nipplegate, since the Janet Jackson Justin Timberlake thing, where now everybody's got sand in their JJ's thinking that MTV can't roll out a good Super Bowl halftime show because we're going to show dicks and nipples. So I say let it go, people. You think you're all woke, you're all just fucking not.
Sleeping. So here's my take on the halftime show. I like it when there's more than one performer.
Yeah.
So again, I saw maybe a minute or two of it, and I asked, well, who else was was singing with her? It adds more excitement to the crowd and all that, in my opinion. Nobody. I was like, really? She didn't bring any special guests to come sing with her, add to the show, or any fandom, and they said no. I'm like, oh, okay.
So do you want my disappointment in that? See, since you bring that up, which is very interesting, while we were, waiting for the pregame shows on, and we're kind of watching that, and I'm scrolling through. For people who know me, that I'm a huge Christina Aguilera fan, have been for years. And there was a comment made on Facebook that they said that she was going to be Rihanna's special guest, and I was fired up, and I was like all excited. We got to bring me my umbrella, Ella, and I'm just like, oh, here we go, and then it ended, and everybody looked at me, and I was like, oh.
So I'll be honest, I think that was a party foul on her part by not having some kind of. I can't remember the last time it was just a singer. You know what I mean? For the halftime.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I think it would have made it more exciting. Like you said, the music was great, but I guess I didn't watch it. But you said it was kind of a.
I need more in my halftime performances. I need to be like wowed. You know what I'm saying? Woo me, NFL, woo me.
So someone posted, and I'm not a huge country fan, but I listened to it. They're like, when's the last time we had a country music artist do the halftime show? And I had to think about it. I was like, I couldn't remember one. So just throwing it out there, maybe some diversity coming in future Super Bowls, whatever. I thought it was an interesting comment.
I have to think about that a minute. I can't tell you.
We probably have to.
Has there ever been a country what do you got for me, Gunner? Are you shaking your head?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I don't know. I just saw it on Facebook today. I was like, that's an interesting comment. But enough about halftime show. I want to talk about the Chiefs coming back 10-point down. I mean, they scored on every single drive in the third and fourth quarter. Defense was hitting hard. I mean, they were nailing folks. I mean, left and right. Offensive line was popping people, creating holes. Patrick played a flawless second half. Kelsey was pretty much kind of neutralized a little bit, which was fine because that's how we got those wide open touchdowns. If you notice, when that one, two people went with Kelsey, and the guy's wide open. So
right.
I'll take double teaming Kelsey if it means we're going to get wide open touchdowns. So I was impressed with Andy Reid's play calling. I was impressed with the way the game ended. Like we mentioned earlier, the church bell play to keep the clock running.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, that second half was just, again, a tale of two halves.
Well, and I want to throw this out there too. 27 passes, 26 rushes.
Very balanced.
Balance. That is unbelievable.
And I give it to McKinnon. He ran the ball.
He did.
He ran it well.
He did run it well.
But Checo, the Energizer fucking bunny.
Jesus Christ, that one hit he took, holy cow.
On his hip.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, snap. That didn't look. He got right up and was like, all right, give me the ball, coach. Give me the ball.
Well, no, the one that he stayed down, that was more on his arm and his hand.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
Chester. I mean, he got plowed really bad.
Yeah, he came out for a little bit.
Yep.
But I was thinking of the running play where he got it on the hip. If it were not for that one player.
Yeah, he'd have been gone. Yeah, gone. For sure.
So, I mean, credit, I mean, offense, defense, I mean, they said at halftime, they talked to each other. The coaches really didn't say much. They brought it on themselves as players to play better. So kudos to the team, man.
Yeah, they did great. They played a full 60 minutes. Well, when they got to play. That's the other thing that we need to take away from that first half is that it wasn't that Mahomes got outplayed. It was the fact that he didn't get to play because they kept him on the bench for most of the first half of the game.
So that kind of pissed me off in the first half. The defense gave up way too many fourth downs, man. I mean,
yeah, well,
I was pissed. I was getting so pissed. I'm like, stop them on fourth freaking down.
92% of the time.
You have no idea how livid I was. But
92% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Yeah. So, I was happy. I was much happier in the second half with defensive play. Obviously, they still, I think, got one or two more fourth downs, but we did force them in the punt and a field goal. So,
yeah, they did. The defense played very, very well. I mean, 1994, Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds.
Well, it's been that long, huh?
That was 94. I'm actually going down the list.
Oh, okay.
97, the Blues Brothers. Dan Aykroyd,
hell yeah.
ZZ Top. Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera. 2000. Man, I don't remember that one. Aerosmith and NSYNC. That's my all-time favorite halftime show. It was 2001.
Wasn't it also Run DMC?
Britney Spears was also there.
Because Run DMC did that song that I was like, Dream On or whatever.
No, it's called Walk This Way.
Thank you. I can't remember which one it was.
Just pick a random Aerosmith song. You'll be fine.
But I really liked that integration. That was cool.
Yeah. No, it was NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly. So I don't see them on there. They didn't actually do. No, they finished it with Walk This Way with all those with Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
So I had it mixed up with something else, but I know that happened.
Oh, I'm sure. Chico, run me the board while I'm leafing through this a little bit more.
Final score of the game was 38-35. I got that 42-35. Let's see. Mahomes had 300. What did he have? 150. No, 182 yards total. He was 21 and 27. Chief got that. He had 322. We all were way over on that.
I expected it to be a much bigger day, to be honest.
Yeah. Chief got him on passing and rushing yards. We got him on touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns. We had 4.
Right on.
Let's see. Pacheco. What did Pacheco have? 76 yards, 15 carries for 76. Emperor got that. The closest. Receiving yards, he had 0. And Chief got that with 35.
Who had 0?
Pacheco.
Oh, gotcha.
And then he had 1 touchdown, which we all got. Although, wait a second. Chief had that as a... Was that a rush or a pass? Oh, you did. You specified rush. I don't know why. Remember why you? I think you had 1 and 1. That's why it was like that. You changed that. Butker's long. Chief got and his points. He did have 8 points.
Ooh, yeah.
His long was actually only 27.
Yeah, it was some short kicks. I mean, it wasn't
27.
Anything of any major distance, but
Chief got the sacks. I got the Kelsey stats. And then I marked out MVS and Clyde.
Yeah.
Because
they didn't
had
do
nothing.
Nothing.
And Clyde was out. So that's pretty much every sacks. I think I said that. Sacks, yep. So postseason final. You see that? Chief there had 18. I had 13, and Emperor had 8.
I only had 8.
Champion.
Yep.
No.
There's a lot of guessing and stats. So we went through these last 3 games. So
that was fun.
Good times.
No, it is. It is fun. It is fun to just kind of think
Hey.
about it, try to configure it out, and
I think we did better than the analysts that were on the pregame show.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Combination of we all were close on at some point, right? So
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it.
Our
but yeah, there
average,
you go.
yeah.
Last board for the season until we talk about our stats from with the wives.
All right.
Yeah.
So you took the regular season, right?
Yeah, regular season.
Yeah, I took the
Right.
regular. You took the playoffs.
All right. So
Yeah.
this will be maybe a tiebreaker in the long run here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
See who's the
Maybe.
ultimate champ.
I actually need to take these papers and get them in some sort of a better organized fashion so that I can go through them and read them a little bit better. But
And I
Yeah,
want
sure,
my
I get it.
trophy delivered, hand delivered, Jeremy.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And then
Uh-huh.
next season 2 of Indiana Chiefs fans, I will do whiteboard on the actual Zoom meetings. Have it
Ooh.
up.
Oh,
Might get a little tough,
snap.
but
Technology.
How you gonna be able to,
technology.
how you gonna do
Or
that?
I'll get this thing hung up and actually use it on the wall.
We're gonna have to get a second camera that goes over there that you can switch. No, man, I like doing that. That's fun because you get to
It
think
is.
about it and ponder it, and you know, like you said, it's these analysts are no better than weathermen. They're just pulling shit out of their ass and throwing it out there, and if they're right, they're right. If they're wrong, they're wrong. You know, it's like, well, you know, we apologize. At least we say right up front, we're a bunch of fucking idiots. We don't know what we're talking about. We're just here to have some fun.
No, but I guarantee you we were closer to their records than any analysts were for the regular season.
Yep.
Oh, I know. I
Um,
said 14-3, so
So that's what I'm saying. You know, it's ridiculous. I need to become an analyst. Maybe that's my mission. That way, there I can just be wrong half the time and keep my job.
And get paid a lot of money. Those guys
Yeah.
are making bank up there.
Hmm.
You know
Well, I don't know. I might have more of a face for radio. I don't know.
that. Oh, you definitely have more of a face for radio. But yeah, just so you know, it is 1994 was the last time that there was a country act in the Super Bowl halftime, January 30th,
Interesting.
1994, Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. They called it the Rock and Country Sunday with Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds. Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is actually very interesting. I love breaking it
Where
down.
is the next Super Bowl?
Dude, I don't even know.
Neither do I. I've just
I
thrown it out there.
I haven't looked at it, haven't even thought about it. So
Well, I gotta know where we're playing next year. So
yeah, right.
probably Vegas.
It's probably back in SoFi. I wouldn't be surprised if it was back in SoFi. They probably got every other year booked up for the next 20 years.
Well, you know, if we would have paid that $177 million on the renovation, we'd have a Super Bowl in Kansas City.
I know.
You know how much money they would have made off one Super Bowl alone?
Enough to pay for it 3 times.
Probably to come close to paying for it once. But I like our stadium the way it is, to be honest. I know Jeremy has something to say about that from the AFC Championship game, freezing his baguettes off. But, you know, I like the open stadium, you know, concept. I'm not a fan of a dome. I think all football should be played outdoors personally. And let me add one more last comment on football. All right. Bucker injured his ankle in the first game against Arizona.
Yep.
On a crappy ass field that looked good. This field, yet again, on Super Bowl Sunday, was a piece of shit for both teams, not just the Chiefs. Both teams were falling. Both teams were having to change. I mean, the Chiefs never changed their cleats out, but the other team, Philly, did a lot.
Yep.
But for the love of God, man, your field sucked all year. All year.
Fix it.
I mean, it's a so their field goes outside during the day, and they pull it in. You know what I mean? It's a retractable field.
Yeah.
For the love of God, fix your field.
Yeah, before it actually hurts somebody seriously.
Yeah, I mean, both teams were bitching about it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason Jalen Hurts couldn't throw that bomb at the end of the game. He slipped on his plant foot and just couldn't get anything behind it.
Did he actually slip?
Yeah, his front cleat just slid forward a little bit, and he couldn't
Okay.
get anything behind the ball.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I was blown away that
Well,
he was
I was like,
20 yards short of those guys, and I was
Like a
like,
gutter.
yeah, I was amazed
Uh,
that he was that short. I couldn't believe that he doesn't have
well,
that long arm like that.
I just find it amazing that people know this field's been questionable all year. You know,
Right.
just there's no reason. It's freaking in Arizona. You can let that thing turn brown.
Yeah.
You know, it'll probably be a better playing surface than it looked like to be a clumpy mess.
Yeah. By the way, February 10th, 2024, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. February 10th. And then February 9th, 2025, Caesar Superdome, New Orleans.
Yeah, back to New Orleans. All right.
Yep.
Cool.
So there you go.
So we got our flag under Allegiant Stadium already. So
yep.
Arrowhead West.
And everybody plays well. And Chiefs fans travel well to Allegiant Stadium. That's for sure.
So they said there were more Chiefs fans than Philly fans there last night.
Okay.
Don't know if that's true fact or not. I just heard it. So, and they did divide the stadium similar to the AFC Championship. If it were to be in Mercedes,
right?
These people are on this side, Chiefs fans on that side, but evidently there were more spatterings of Chief fans over on the Eagles side than there were vice versa. And they were loud. I heard them chanting. I heard them doing the Arrowhead chop. I heard them. Oh, I mean, I was like, that's badass.
Your national anthem.
Yep.
Home of the Chiefs.
You know, there was a bet on how long the national anthem was going to be.
Every year.
I never knew that. I know all the crazy little bets, but I was like, really? The national anthem?
Yep.
I think it was, 2 minutes, 6 seconds, 2 minutes, 2 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, you know what the problem with that is that when you start betting down seconds like that, when do you start and stop that clock, that stopwatch?
Yeah,
it's too difficult to be like, well, he stopped a note here. No, he held it out that 1 extra second. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't.
So Vegas cashed in, big time, in my opinion, yet again.
Vegas, it does what Vegas does.
Yep, I concur. And for all you whiny people out there, even the player himself said that was a legitimate penalty. So stop whining, suck it up, and move on.
Well, I think a lot of people saw the back end of that. I mean, if I did go back and rewatch it because I was talking to Colton about it earlier, and if you watch the first part of that hold, he does have the jersey held pretty tight. That's the second part that everybody saw, where he has his arm wrapped around his waist, and
of course Colton's gonna bitch about it.
Did he bitch about it?
We both were kind of going on about it a little bit.
Hey, Colton, suck it.
Booyah! While we're talking about Colton, let's strike on something here. So we actually went Saturday and got to see his new house, and his new house is pretty fucking awesome. I got to admit, it's a beautiful home. Once they get it completely set up, it's going to be even better. He looked extremely frazzled trying to figure out where everything is. I got to meet his sisters, which was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that completely because they were just telling me all kinds of vanilla thunder stories, all the stuff underneath that nobody ever talks about. But I presented him with a housewarming gift. I got him a gift to put in his studio. And
please tell me it's Chiefs.
He wouldn't even touch it, and I'm a little hurt. I mean, I brought you this gift, and it's something to put up in there to be proud of, but he wouldn't even take it from me. He just walked away. So I left it on his desk. Hopefully, it gets hung. I'll probably be very disappointed if it doesn't get hung. I may cry in a corner a little bit while sucking on a bottle of tequila. But
I want to tell you, it probably will not go up on his wall. But he will keep it. I'll guarantee that.
Oh, yeah.
So what was it?
it just like, you turn around, you see your man cave sign up there behind you.
Yeah.
It just says Chiefs Court. And I got a court because, he's a basketball court guy. And I thought that'll be kind of cool. We got the basketball court, Chiefs Court, just a sign like that. And it wasn't metal, it was a plastic sign, but it's just something to hang up there and from the Emperor.
Yeah.
But
Like
man,
I said, I have a Bulls one right there. There's the Stanley Cup. I mean, I have different
Yeah.
teams on the wall. I
well,
got a bunch of.
This is Chiefs, and you know how he feels about the Chiefs.
Hey, tell him to suck it up.
He's a closet Chiefs fan. He'll root for us.
Well, then tell him to hang the sign.
Or give it.
Sign.
Or give it to Gunner.
Listen. All I'm saying, Colton, is I gave you something that's a winning team, unlike all the other stuff you got hung on your wall. The Cubs, the Colts, there's no Colts, the Bears. Sorry, I got into that Cubs and Colts and caca, sorry. But the Bears, I mean, at least you'd have something of a winning team hung on your wall.
True
That's all
that.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Embrace it. You want to be a Chiefs fan. Just come on over. Just forget about those Bears.
That's never gonna happen. You know that.
As well as it shouldn't happen. You need to be a diehard fan for your team. I mean, that's the whole point of having a team. When they're losing, you got to stick by them.
Yep.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, been there, done that my entire lifespan with the Chiefs until recently.
Right.
So one thing I'm gonna look forward to next year, which we did not get to look forward to a couple years back, was the raising of the Super Bowl banner.
True.
That was the COVID year. So only select. I opted out of the COVID year, thank God, because it was 3 times the price per ticket.
Right.
And you had to buy like 4 tickets anyway. So hopefully this year, on the home opener, which will be a Thursday night game, obviously. Usually, I think the winner of the Super Bowl opens up on Thursday, if I recall correctly.
But will they open up at home? Because they opened up.
It will be at home. Typically,
the home opener is on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I have my facts straight, either the Super Bowl winner or the runner-up, but it sounds like the Super Bowl winner, I believe, always starts Thursday night football.
I just know I'm excited to see what the schedule looks like, so I can start planning my trips and getting ready to go. So,
yeah, and Gunner and Sarah should be able to go a little bit more games if they have some vacation this year, because they wasted it all for their honeymoon and stuff. I mean, who needs a honeymoon when you got Chiefs tickets?
Yeah, honeymoon and Disney. Right. Yeah.
Yep. Vacations.
Hey, you can go see my homie right now in Disney World.
There you go.
But yeah, I look forward to seeing them hoist the flag up. I hope that's part of the opening night.
Do you suppose that Patrick Mahomes has to go through all of that rigmarole like you guys went through to make sure that you have sign in for?
He's got all the stuff we had. He just gets to walk up and say, and they look at him and go, "Oh gosh, that's Patrick Mahomes," and they say, you don't even have to scan that. Just go ahead.
Just go on through.
Yeah.
Mr. MVP, MV Pat.
There's probably a back door to each park, and he gets to go in the back door.
I guarantee you, Mahomes will not wait for anything. He has a whole army of Disney folks chaperoning him around. So
I'm sure of it. Yeah, sure of
it. Speaking of which, and I just remembered, I would like to give a shout out to any given Sunday. He announced that he is retiring.
I saw that.
He did.
15 years in the league. Congratulations. You did well by the Chiefs.
Yep.
You're going out a Super Bowl winner. I know you didn't take the field, but practice, all the stuff that you did behind the scenes, working with Pat, working with whoever, thank you for all the years. Thank you for, stepping in this year, that 98-yard touchdown drive, when we needed it the most. That's all I can think of right now, but congratulations on retirement, and hope to see you in an analyst booth that has brains.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty great. Yeah. Let's put him in some. Let's take Greg Olson out of the picture. Maybe Annie will take over his spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was screaming at the TV was the announcers just getting things wrong. Just
Well, they even called the wrong team one time, and they're like, "Yeah, Philly's up by a field goal." I'm like, or whatever. They said something like that, and I was like, "Dude, you got the wrong fucking team." I was laughing. I was like, "Oh my gosh,
it's insane." All right, gentlemen.
haters want to hate."
Haters are going to hate. Anything else we need to talk about this ginormous Super Bowl win?
Hey, man, no better feeling than waking up the day after the Super Bowl and reliving the Super Bowl in your mind and on TV. I mean, I look forward to Wednesday's parade in Kansas City. I'll be watching it remotely from a hospital. Bobby's getting induced on Wednesday, so
Nice.
So,
she doesn't wait. She doesn't want to wait till Monday.
No.
I mean,
No.
the new baby could share the ultimate day. I'll share the ultimate day with the new baby.
Yeah, with someone's 50th birthday, I take it.
I know, right? On Monday.
But yeah, so yeah, if this is gonna air after it, what the fudge am I thinking? I was like, make sure to watch the parade. We'll go on YouTube since this is gonna air after the parade and get you some Chiefs parade action. I don't remember how many hundreds of thousands of people were there 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. But man, it was packed.
Nice.
I remember it being really full, and that was kind of what the last of anything that happened because the old saying, Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl and the world shuts down.
Yeah, I did forget one last tidbit, and this is just because I'm a nut. So I went on Manho's Wine last night.
Yes.
They make the
the
specialty bottles.
They got your bottle.
They do at double the damn price.
Yes, they do.
I was like, hold on. I bought this for $500. It is now $1,000.
1,000. Yep.
And I told Karen, I ain't doing it. Not doing it. Not paying $1,000.
Well, you took forever to pull the trigger last time. You thought about it for quite a little bit before you spent that 500.
I always say that, and I always back out. But $1,000, that's a lot. I mean,
it is a lot.
500 was a lot.
Are you buying the other ones?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy all the other ones, but I don't know if man
not the big bottle this year.
You know what? That'll jack up my inventory then, won't it?
Yeah.
I'll have everything for the other Super Bowl, and I'll be missing the big bottle.
He's talking himself into it right now.
Let's just face it. You need to buy it.
Oh my god!
Just go buy it. To be like a proud baby.
Yeah, the proud baby will be here Wednesday.
I do want to bring something up that we did. We actually, the moment that Butker's foot hit the opening kickoff, we cracked open a Showtime Martin City IPA, and we both drank one.
How was it?
The taste was good. We think they're a little flat.
Oh.
I looked at Gunner and I was like, is this a little flat? And he goes, I think it is. And he had said, he goes, man, these cans feel really thin, like really.
Yeah.
You could give it a squeeze and it would kind of collapse in a little bit. And I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Actually, really, really good taste altogether.
Yeah. Yep.
Just
because I liked your BR. It was good tasting. That BIER.
Oh, did you get some? Oh, you had a taste of mine.
No,
right.
I tasted yours.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely no aftertaste and really smooth.
I didn't get a ton of aftertaste with the Showtime beer. But it was a little hoppy. I mean, it had some hop to it. Even my I don't know, Gunner's palate, he's a little more into the IPAs than I am.
IPAs.
Yeah. I can drink an IPA and be happy. It was just it had a hop on my palate. On somebody who doesn't get into the IPAs or the craft beers, it would probably be extremely hoppy.
Did you say other crap beers or craft?
Other craft beers. I like my craft beers. I like them. They're different. You know, you're not just drinking water. But yeah, opening kickoff, as soon as Butker's foot touched the ball, all you heard was the beautiful thing.
I like it.
Yep.
And by the way, their punter,
Yep.
kicker, my bad, almost did the same thing Bucker
Yep.
did.
Exactly.
Yep. Watched it.
I saw it and I was like, oh man, you know me, I don't like to see players get hurt, you know.
Right.
And I was like, man, I hope that guy's all right, because we knew Bucker was, like everyone knows, never quite the same after that.
True that.
So fix your field.
Yeah, no shit. Do something. Come on, guys. You guys got this. It's multi-million dollars. Multi-million dollars. All right. Well, I don't really have anything for the to-do list unless you just want to say go watch the parade. If you can watch the parade, go buy your Manos wine. Go make sure that you get your Super Bowl gear. I know mine's been ordered. I didn't even look at the due date. I just don't even give a shit. It'll get here when it gets here.
So I have not ordered anything but the jerseys that I've already put on, you know, order that they fucked me, you know, like usual.
Right.
But yeah, I will order some Super Bowl gear here shortly. I'm kind of waiting to see what they come out with, because right now they have all the pre-made stuff that was, you know, cheap
for
to make.
the show. Yeah.
I'll just say that was cheap, you know. I'm waiting to see what they come out with, you know, jersey wise, you know, specialty item wise. So that's my goal.
Well, I got the t-shirts that they wore on the field,
the black
but
one.
I didn't get the white hat. I scrolled down and they had a really cooler black hat. So I ordered the black hat, but
very nice.
I don't mind a white hat, but I'm always afraid I'm just going to get them filthy dirty. So I don't normally like my Super Bowl hat here. You know, I barely wear it because it's white and I don't want to get it. I don't want to ruin it. So
isn't it grayish?
It's pretty white. There might be some side that might be a little gray, but it's all mesh on the side. So
all my hats are brand new because I can't wear hats anymore. They give me headache. my 10-year season ticket one's sitting over there in a box with other cheap shit I got to put out. Oh my gosh!
You better get busy. You got all off season to get that stuff hung.
Yeah. Keep telling me that.
Get the jersey wall up. A wall of nothing but jerseys.
Yeah.
I got a new helmet coming. I'm gonna have to get a new case, and I'm gonna have to do something with shelf back there so I can
buy the Super Bowl case, helmet case.
I could do that. That would be a good time to buy that particular one.
Yeah.
But
so if you're going to buy a Super Bowl jersey, get it before they sell out. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
The first year they won the Super Bowl, or second year, I keep forgetting about, you know,
right.
Super Bowl 4. They sold out of the one that had the nice patch and everything on them. So
right.
If you're looking for that, I would say pull the trigger.
I'm waiting to see if Juju gets re-signed. He was on a 1 year. He was on a 1 year deal. I know that in the post interviews he said he wants to come back. He really, really wants to come back, and I think that lies a lot on him. You know,
how about the Benjamins?
If he doesn't want what what they're thinking he's worth, if he can make a deal and say, I'd rather come back and play for a winning team and not worry about getting full price in the open market, then I don't see why they wouldn't bring him back.
Who was the receiver they're talking about? Oh, gosh, that I saw kind of some rumor mills that is a free agent in the offseason. I can't remember who that was, but
I don't know. I'm gonna have to
I don't remember his name, but he's talented. I remember that in my head. I was like, man, that'd be a awesome fit for the Chiefs. So
right,
man, I can't remember. I can't believe that, but One too many brain cells fried last night watching that Chiefs game. So,
all right, gentlemen, thank you for joining. Yeah, Gunner's like hiding his face. Thank you for joining me again this week. Don't forget, next week we're gonna do the Wives Club. I'm gonna have to get with Chico and find out how we want to do that from our end. Phil, you've already got it all worked out on your end, correct?
Yep.
Okay. We will be back again next week with the Wives Club and going over the predictions that all 6 of us made for the regular season Kansas City Chiefs 2022 season. Chief thinks he's the winner.
I don't know. Just having fun. It'd be kind of nice if Gunner won, because then that would mean each one of us won one round.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Gunner is going to be 1 point up because I know that he picked the right final
record.
Yeah. So
yeah, I won 15-2, so I know that. Still 14-3, 15-2. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
winning
not like
record
I'm
in the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl. Yeah,
I am not disappointed. So, but yeah, we'll go on from there. I need to sit down and go over and find just the regular season stats and get everything written down so I know who got what. So there's only one person I know out of the 6 of us that actually picked Philadelphia and Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
I want to say it was me, but I could be wrong.
I'm not saying who it was. You'll find out next week.
Because I said I wanted Andy Reid Bowl. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see next week.
All right, we will figure it out next week. All right, gentlemen, thank you for joining me for another episode of Indiana Chiefs Fans, and for all of you Chiefs fans out there, go check out Golden Image Podcast. I got some great things coming up, and if we reach 4,000, not 5,000, 4,000 views by, listen to this very closely, if we can reach 4,000 views by June 30th in September, we will bring back Slam Jam. That's right. It's an all-day party where we play volleyball and we break out the bands at the end of the day. It's just a party. Golden Mojo Entertainment will throw this party for Golden Image Podcast. But we got to get to that 4,000 mark by June 30th. That is the deadline. Can you guys bring it? I don't know. If you want to go stream, we can get 40 people to stream 100 times. We're going to make it. But
100 people to stream 40 times. All 40 episodes. 100 people stream 40 episodes.
Oh, there you go. 100 people stream 40 episodes. I was close. It's just backwards. It's all good. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I only have a couple hours of sleep, so I was up all night. I was all wired. I couldn't go to sleep. I kept watching post interviews. I laid in bed.
That's why you guys came here, so you'd have the drive home.
Yeah, it didn't work. I was still wired by the time I got home. And so I sat down and ordered my Chiefs Super Bowl gear at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was classic.
I love it.
All right. Hey, from our little slice of Chiefs Kingdom right here in the great motherfucking state of Indiana, I just got one question for you. How about those Chiefs?
Later.
You beat me to it.
I did. I was waiting for you to say it. Later.
Thank you for listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. If you like this podcast, maybe be interested in some of the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. That would include the Murdnerds, where it's all about true crime. The Call Guys, where they discuss pop culture and their top 10 lists. Golden Image Podcast, where they go do things so that you'll want to go do things. A Court of Books and Booze. That's right. It is your newest and most favorite book club. And the United States of Paranormal, where they cover everything that's cryptid, creepy, and spooky. You can find all of these podcasts on your favorite streaming site and on Facebook for all of your social media needs. Until next time.